Continuous therapy. Now we are going to cover the continuous therapy. So cursor back up and highlight the continuous mode. Press the Yes key. If there were previous prescriptions in the pump, say yes when the pump asks if you wish to continue and erase the previous program. You will come to a screen where CON is on the left sidebar, indicating we are in continuous therapy, and unidentified is highlighted at the top. Unidentified simply means that we are programming the pump outside of the drug library. Therefore, we are manually programming the pump. If we were using a drug library, the drug name would appear here instead. So say yes to unidentified. Then we come to the units. This is the unit of dosing. It will default to milliliters, but it can be changed. Notice it's highlighted and it's flashing. Press the No key to milliliters, and you will see it changes to milligrams. Press No again, and it changes to micrograms. Also notice that when you're dosing in milligrams and micrograms, the concentration field is auto-populated. If you dose in milligrams or micrograms, you would put your concentration in based on what is in your bag. So your bag will list how many milligrams or micrograms there are in each milliliter, and that's where you enter your concentration. Now back at the units field, microgram is listed on the screen. Press No one more time and it scrolls right back to milliliters. Now we're going to say yes to milliliters. The next screen is a delay start feature. This is typically used in infusion centers where a patient may be going home and you can set a delayed start time on the pump. It allows you to press the Run key and the infusion would not begin until the time you programmed it to start. So it asks you if you want to keep the delay off. If we said no, it would turn the delay on, and then you can set the date and time to start the infusion. So we'll say yes to off. The next field is the Med Limit screen. We are not going to cover the Med Limit screen in this in-service. But you should know 2 of the therapy modes have med limits, and they are the continuous and the PCA modes. Med limits are a way to manually set up safety parameters when you're not in a drug library. A drug protocol in a drug library has built-in safety features. The med limits allow you to set them up manually. However, we are going to leave the med limits off for this in-service, so press Yes. Then it asks us if we're ready to move to the next screen, and we say yes again. Now we're ready to input our bag volume. For this in-service, we're going to put in a bag volume of 370 milliliters and then press Yes. You need to make sure you include all of the overfill that was placed in the bag, especially if you are priming on the pump or will have a KVO rate. Keep vein open. The priming volume and the KVO rate will be deducted from the bag volume. It will not come out of the amount to be infused, which is the next field we are at now. Amount TBI is amount to be infused. We will put 350 here and press Yes. The pump can auto-calculate any fields that are unknown as long as you put in enough information so that the pump can do the calculation. So in other words, if I knew my infusion rate and the amount of time it would be infused over, the pump would auto-calculate the amount to be infused. Again, if I knew my amount to be infused and my rate, the pump will auto-calculate the time. So if you want to force the pump to auto-calculate a field, you must bypass the field that is unknown with your down arrow key. For this infusion, we will ask the pump to auto-calculate the rate. Press the down arrow key to bypass the rate and highlight Time. Do not input any data into the rate field. If you do, simply press the No key to reject the data and press the down arrow key. We want this 350 milliliters to infuse over 48 hours. Enter 48 hours, then press Yes. So now you will see that the pump has auto-calculated the rate to be 7.3 milliliters. It is highlighted and it is flashing. Therefore, you must confirm this value by pressing the Yes key. Press Yes again to the time field to advance to the next data field. Now we come to the KVO rate. A note about the KVO on this pump is, if the KVO rate is set to any value, the pump will give an audible alert every 20 minutes at the end of the infusion to indicate its completion, reminding the patient to change the bag and that the pump is running at the KVO rate. However, if the KVO rate is set to 0, the pump will alarm every 3 seconds. Therefore, When it is important for a patient to change the medication container immediately, such as with an inotrope, milrinone for example, setting the KVO to 0 will ensure this. The KVO will always default to 0.1 milliliter, but it can be set from 0 to 10 milliliters in 0.1 increments. Let's set our KVO rate to 0, then press Yes. Press Yes again to the Done field. The program is now completed and confirmed.